So he kept saying that it features an insane sample, and I was like, well, what does that mean? Like,
Right.
I was like, what's the sample? Is it ooh ah just a little bit?
Can you imagine? I
I
would cease to exist.
I would literally disintegrate.
Right.
I would literally disintegrate. It would be so insane.
I don't know. Gina G's been pretty quiet lately.
She's got tricks up her sleeve.
Right.
She's got tricks up her sleeve. Oh my gosh.
Well, none of this is going in the podcast.
Nope, it can't. But it can't. But welcome back to Homophonic, everybody. We are rejoined by our long lost friend, John Michael.
It's so nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you too. I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we missed you with the tears and gears of it all.
But it was such a good episode.
Thank you. Yeah,
it
was really fun. It was really fun to talk with. It was, I mean, obviously always fun to talk with Z, and then, meeting Bentley for the first time was really fun. So,
right.
Which I learned that Bentley is going to be in Detroit for Pride.
Ooh.
He's performing, and I'm going to be in Bloomfield Hills, which is a suburb of Detroit, that weekend with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So if it works out, I know that my sister and my mom have a couple of things planned because it's both me and my brother. We're both turning 40 in June.
Work.
Yeah, so we're doing
Of course you were born in Pride Month.
I know, June 18th. Hey. And
Amazing.
so I'm excited to potentially meet him. We'll see what happens.
Work. Oh, I hope that happens.
Yeah. What's going on with you?
You know what? Let's see, since I saw you last, I feel like it's been a lot of work. I mean, it's been a lot of work. I feel like, honestly, I've been in a little bit of a creative rut lately, if I'm being 100% honest. And I think a lot of people have. Right.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to sort of find something to spark that. And I just started playing a disco party in the city in Brooklyn, actually. And it's at a place called Chow Chow Disco in Williamsburg. And it's all like classic disco all night long. Every night that you go there, they only play disco, which is right up my alley. So I was like, This is perfect. And James Patterson from the Knox is curating the lineup. So I did it 2 Wednesdays ago. And then I'm back on, I think, the 21st of this month. And I'm probably going to do some stuff on the weekends with them. But it's so cute. The dance floor lights up like the Saturday Night Fever dance floor. Obsessed.
That's incredible. And when you say the Knox, are you talking about like the Knox is in like Love Me Like That featuring Carly Rae Jepsen, the Knox?
Correct.
That's so cool.
Yeah. James is an amazing guy. I DJ with him sometimes. We do, my friend Anthony throws a Thursday night party at this club Silo in Brooklyn, and we do like a back-to-back where it's like 4 of us and we just keep going song for song all night. And he's been part of that. So that's where I met him. And he's so lovely. And I'm like, we just immediately vibed. And I'm like, we definitely have the same taste in music.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, he's just so cool. So that's happening. The Silo party things is happening. So I've been trying to get back into sort of like my disco mode, because I used to have a disco party that I would do monthly at a place called Nowhere Bar in the city. And so now I started working on like more down tempo, like disco mixes of stuff. Like,
oh, interesting.
So we'll see where that goes, but I've got a lot of edits that I'm working on. So I think it'll be really fun for that party.
When you say down tempo, are you talking like kind of like in the style of like or Love to Love You Baby? Like that?
It can be that down tempo. That's like 100 beats per minute,
yeah,
for sure. But like, I started working on one for Whitney Houston's Higher Love. That's like 104. So like, because I usually like the party on Wednesday, like I'll play like 8 to 11, which is a dream. Yeah, it's like it's early enough for people to still kind of like hang out, and then I can go home and sleep and still go to work on Thursday. But yeah, so I've been doing things either like that or even like just anything that's below what you would normally hear like in the nightclub.
This is so on brand for us to be talking about BPMs right now. So, okay. So for those that don't know what a BPM is, it stands for beats per minute.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of am obsessed that you're even talking about this, because right now I am considering making because I used to do a lot of continuous mixes for my friends' workout classes, and I have not done it. I have not done any mixing in 6 to 7 years.
Oh my God.
It's been a long time. Yeah. And it's mostly just because I have this old MacBook desktop computer that she still works, but it takes her time sometimes.
You know what? Same.
Yeah. She takes her time.
Same.
And so I just kind of and plus with the memes and just everything else, like life, I just kind of got away from it. But I've been inspired to maybe make a mix for Pride potentially. We'll
Do
see if
it.
we'll see if I have the time and see if I still got the juices. But I have been, the way my process is that I list out any songs that I would even consider putting into this mix, and I list them out by BPM, starting from slowest to fastest. And doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go in that order, but I just like to, that's just how for me to kind of process and kind of start playing around. And I love a good 100 BPM to start with.
It's so good. Usually when I frame my DJ sets, I kind of do the same thing. So like if you ever come see me or anybody comes to see me, I will start off very sort of slow and low. And
Yeah.
then we kind of build. It's sort of like an A-frame house. You build up to like the peak and then you kind of bring them back down at the end,
Right.
so for a safe landing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I like the list that I have, it's kind of wild. And I sent you and Z something last night that I wouldn't even say I was working on it. I was trying it, and I was playing around with it on my phone.
No, but I loved it. I did. I loved it. And actually, I will just say my phrase that I said was, this transition tastes like a vodka cran at the gay bar.
Yes.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, this sounds like sloppy 1 a.m.
Yes.
stuff.
Because I was like, because, you know, when I think about Pride, I'm like, there's obviously certain songs that everyone expects, right? There's going to be the I'm Coming Out, Born This Way, you've got Shares Believe, you've got, you know, all of the girls, right?
Now that's what I call Pride Volume 2.
Exactly. Exactly. But then I was really starting to think about it, and I was like, well, what are songs that gays love that aren't necessarily Pride songs per se?
Right. So you're starting with Jam by Kim Kardashian.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. How did she go? She's like, I'ma go to work like I'm paying my bills.
Nobody wants to fucking work anymore.
Get your fucking ass up and work.
It's going to be that into Tyra Banks.
Oh my gosh, shake your body.
Shake your body.
Oh my God.
Move your body, body. Shake your body, body.
That's a really good idea to put that on there. Okay. Because yeah, that, like, it was just because I was just like listening all these songs, and the two songs that the transition that we were talking about was Hilary Duff's With Love into Spring Breakers by Charlie XCX. And it works.
Which is iconic, and also like I will never be tired of that dance break.
Right, exactly.
Like, it works with so many things.
It certainly does. And that's why I was like, hold on, like I was like, if this is polished up, would pop off.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
The girls are going to be at the gym turning it out to that. Turning
it out, exactly. But where does one, like, so if I even do this, where does one even upload?
I mean, SoundCloud is tricky because they, I think, have the strongest algorithm for like picking out music. Mixcloud has always been the easiest for me. It's a UK website. I have a lot of stuff on there, but I really haven't used it a lot lately. But I've never in my life have I ever had anything taken down. So it's like whatever their mechanism is for paying royalties and whatever, and like tagging songs, they're really, really good at it, and they keep everything legal and above the bar. So I like Mixcloud a lot. The app is still a little, it's not as user friendly, I think, as SoundCloud. Unfortunately, SoundCloud is always going to be the main one, but
yeah, I know, because that's the thing is, like, whenever I post anything about any mixes that I make, people are always like, how do we get this on Spotify? And I'm like, bitch, I wish.
Right.
I would love to put it on Spotify, Apple Music, and just be like, here you go.
I'm surprised that they haven't figured that out yet, to be honest, like legally, because to me, like, they already put DJ mixes up. You know, I understand wanting to quality control and making sure that they're like legal released stuff, but it's like, if you have somebody like you who's going to use like album tracks or whatever remixes, like legit stuff, I don't understand why you shouldn't be able to upload it and they could still get paid out the royalties that they would get paid out for.
Right. Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And then I remember you telling me once about like, when you do mixing for Peloton, like your live DJ sets, you mentioned how like the transitions have to be done a certain way, because if it's more than, I think it's more than 15 seconds, it's considered a mashup.
It's like there's crazy legal language, so that's why it's that's so above my pay grade that I even understand. I'm just like, the record industry is so crazy on what they consider to be a mashup, and I'm like, I get what you're saying, but like a DJ transition or a transition between songs, that's not a mashup. Like, I can understand if you're laying one copyright over another copyright, that's their concern.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's really not happening. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like mashup is one of those words that like people who don't know how to make them throw around because they don't really know what they are. And
And
it's
let
like
me
you hear
tell
that a
you
lot.
what,
Right.
not everything needs to be a mashup.
That too. That
Not,
too.
not everything needs to be a mashup.
Right. And it's funny because I was going through Britney's music recently and I was scrolling and I'm like, I totally forgot that mashup of Pony happened. And I'm not sure that we needed it. It's interesting, but I totally forgot that was a thing.
That's right. Altego Music did that.
Yes.
They did, and to the point where they officially were able to release it.
Right.
Yeah,
But
which
even
is
to that point, like make that a little bit more accessible.
right. Yeah,
Like let's do more of that stuff. Like if it sounds good, like I think that's a really cool way to sort of revamp two older songs.
I agree, and also like more of that, and no more sped up, slowed down.
Please, dear God, no. I'm so sick of it.
No one asked for it.
Nobody asked for it. It's never gonna do anything. I don't God, it's so
It's clearly purely for the fact that people were getting around the legal of it all by speeding up and slowing down the versions on TikTok.
right. And
And
you know what? If you want to put that on social media and have it available on social media, sure. But when
yeah,
it's part of the artist catalog, when I'm going through Spotify, I'm like, this sucks, guys. This is really terrible.
there is nothing that makes me soft. like seeing someone, Tate McRae is guilty of this,
Mm,
putting up a quote unquote remix EP
right.
that is 5 tracks where it will contain the original version, which is already released.
Right.
It'll have 1, maybe 2 actual remixes,
Hmm.
and then it'll be like sped up, slowed down, acapella, instrumental.
Right. Right.
Don't get me wrong, appreciate the acapella and instrumental. That's great.
1000%.
The sped up, slow down. I'm like, that it could have been 2 other remixes.
Right.
Like, come
Right.
on. Like,
I'm like,
who
you just know that they have some like intern or somebody that's just like, okay, let's just pitch this up a little bit. Great, put it out. Slow this down. Great, put it out.
crazy.
Right.
Yeah. And
It's lazy. It's lazy.
it is lazy. And you know that Twink somewhere is being like, I'm a DJ.
Right. Guys, look
Like,
at all my credits.
look at all my credits. Oh my God. I am DJ sped up and this is DJ slow it down.
Yeah, no.
Insane.
I really
can't
hope
do
that we
it.
get past that sometime.
Yeah. I also, and this the discussion of BPMs also makes me think of back in like 2015, 2016, when we started seeing the shift from EDM to more of like a trap vibey
Mm,
type of thing, and so remixes started going down that route as well.
correct.
And I remember being so frustrated with Rihanna specifically because I want to say it was she released the remix EPs for Needed Me, and they called them
Yes.
dance remixes. And when we talk about slow BPMs,
Right.
these were like 84. I think maybe there was one that hit 120,
Right.
but like I was like, these are how does anyone don't get me wrong, I love a good ambient remix or like
Totally.
whatever. Like I think remixes can span all genres. Don't call it a dance remix EP though.
Right.
I
Right.
was like, what is this?
It's just like these loungy type, like, and that's fine. I love all that stuff. There's a venue for all of that, but
There
like,
is, yeah.
I feel like the thing that Rihanna missed, just with timing and as far as like how music has progressed and what's popular now, that I wish that she was around for, and this is kind of why, like, even though I feel like, girl, we ain't never getting this album.
Literally,
I
God.
can't. When they were just like, Rihanna announces pregnancy, I was like,
Uh-huh.
and everybody in my DMs were like, why are you sighing? It's a wonderful thing. She's a mother. And I'm like, all right, everybody, I'm not taking anything away from her motherhood whatsoever. I
Yeah.
said, but we've been talking about R9 for like way too long now.
Way too long.
But with the rise and the popularity of Afro House now, which is usually like a very 120 BPM, 118, 122, Rihanna would have been perfect for that.
Yeah.
And just to have like, that's why I'm like, I need you to come back because I want you to take, excuse me, I want you to take part in the music that is happening now and like really be like, do something so incredible. Because I think like, can you imagine like Black Coffee and Rihanna?
That would be insane.
That's what I mean. Like kind of music and
Yeah.
Rihanna. Like, what are we talking about? Like you would dominate. This
Yeah.
could literally be like a song of the summer, like a collaboration that would just rock everything. And that would be bringing something. Okay, this is going to be something else. I'm going to tie this to in 1 second because I do have a little bit of a gripe here.
I'm obsessed.
when okay, I was reading stuff online, and somebody was talking about, I'm not even going to name the pop star because I don't want to shade her, and I think that she's very nice and she's one of the new pop girls,
Okay.
but I don't know, and this is what I posted on Threads, I don't know if I'm strong enough to live a life full of people comparing what the new pop girls are doing to Ray of Light.
I think I saw you mention this. Yes.
Yes, and I don't
Yeah.
think that I can handle it for the red because it's like I need, and again, and I don't want to be a crazy Madonna fan here, but
Yeah.
I think that if you're going to compare to Ray of Light, not even just musically, but it's like, I know that we talk about Madonna, Queen of Reinvention, blah 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 blah, whatever.
Mhm.
What was happening at that moment was not only was she having her own journey into motherhood, so there was a general softening, there was the Evita of it all that had just happened, so there were new vocal lessons, her voice was stronger, it was different, it was more well trained, yada yada yada.
Yep.
But there was an experimentation that was happening all throughout this album that was so not mainstream pop, that was
Yeah.
so based in like the 90s electronica of it all, that she then took and brought to the mainstream and made it a thing. So it's
Mhm.
like, if you're not doing some version of that, I'm not even saying you have to do exactly that, but if you're
Mhm.
not doing some version of that, if your new pop girl is just putting out really good, your standard sort of 4 chord, you know, pop, mid-tempo pop song, yeah, that's fine. But it's like, you're talking about, you're like, this is the album that Frozen came from. That's like an almost 6-minute, orchestral epic, journey. And it's like,
Mhm.
I think we have to be a little bit careful about that, because I saw that. And then I saw somebody else was talking about another pop girl, who is putting out an album soon. And I guess she had been doing playbacks of it around the country in different spots, and this person was giving their tale about what it was, and I'm like, and he was saying, well, this one track, it's giving Ray of Light, and I'm like,
Mm.
I really hope, okay, I'm gonna bookmark this one when the album comes out and listen to see specifically, but I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a really high comparison here.
Yeah. This is making me think of when Ms. Addison Rae released Aquamarine, and Twitter gays were saying this is so Ray of Light.
That might have
I
been who I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
And again,
Well,
but that was the first person I was talking about, because that's
he,
who I saw them talking about it with.
yeah, and here's the thing. Aquamarine's a great song.
It is.
It's a great song. It's probably my favorite Addison Rae song that she has released thus far. Um, it is not Ray of Light at
No,
all
and
in
but
any
that's not a
way, shape,
bad
or
thing
form.
either.
No, exactly. It's
Right.
just it doesn't sound like it.
Right.
Just because something is electronic or dance does not mean it's Ray of Light. But
Right.
right, and I think that's one of the things is that I think
Mhm.
that people fail to recognize that electronic dance music is an umbrella term for so much different type of
Right.
dance music, that there's so many different sonic differences. And melodically it wasn't there. Like there was nothing.
Well, and I feel like if you're gonna compare to, like, if you're gonna take like a pop song, just like a regular pop song, and compare it to something Madonna, like almost Confessions would be an easier
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Ray of Light is what people reach for, because I'm like, it's such a specific comparison.
Very specific. And I felt like if there was anything in Madonna's catalog that you could compare it to, I was like, I could see maybe the way that she did like the housey stuff with either Rescue Me or
Sure.
Erotica. Not that it even sounds like those either, but just the drum progressions of
Right.
it at
Right.
all. It reminded me of like the early 90s housey styles that were coming out at that time. But that's as close as I'm gonna give it.
Yeah.
And again, it's not to shade Addison.
No. No.
It's just we the uh what am I trying to say? The points of reference that people are using in terms of music. It's just really clear when people don't really listen to Madonna.
Right, right.
It's
Well,
really
and that's the
clear.
thing. Well, that's the thing, because like, as I'm seeing these comparisons, and I'm like, but have you listened to Ray of Light?
Right.
But like, have you actually listened to it? Because I don't know, if you listen to it, how you could get to this theory.
And listen to it beyond the singles.
Right, right,
Listen to it beyond, Frozen, Ray of Light, Power of Goodbye,
right.
and Nothing Really Matters. Like listen
Because
to
you listen to Shanti Ashtangi, and then you tell me that Addison Rae is doing Ray of Light.
Yeah, I want to see you sing in Sanskrit, bitch. Like, come on.
Right, right, right.
Like,
And again, but this is why, like, and I feel like with the gays, with the Twitter gays, like generationally, like this is how the fights start to happen, because I'm like, I want you guys to have the knowledge, and I want you to have the love and the appreciation for everybody that came before you. And the older gays, I want you to be able to look at the younger ones, with the younger pop stars, and like give them their time and let them do their thing and to support them.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
we've got to get our references together, because it wouldn't be okay. You wouldn't do that in fashion.
Right.
So don't do it in music, because if you looked at, like, I don't even know, like an Addison Rae music video and was just like, she's giving Mugler, it would be
Right.
wrong.
Right.
It would just be wrong.
It would be very wrong.
Right.
And
yeah.
you know, the thing with Addison Rae, so many people are like rooting for her.
I'm rooting for her.
I'm rooting for her. I have to say, this is going to be controversial.
Yet brave.
Yet brave. Okay. First of all, I'm going to famously say, I do not need my pop stars. We've talked about this many times. I don't need my pop stars to be these vocal acrobats, like
Correct.
Whitney Houston and Mariah and Ariana, right? I believe that you can sing in multitudes of ways. Sorry, my phone is like blowing up. Okay. I don't know if Addison can actually sing.
Oh.
And I say, I know. And I say this because I've yet to see her do a live performance where she actually sounds good.
Oh, I don't think I've ever actually seen a live performance, so you might be a little bit of ahead. I have to look.
She did 2 things with Charlie. She did a surprise appearance during the Sweat Tour with her and Troy. They did Diet Pepsi together.
Mm-hmm.
She also did a surprise appearance at Coachella Weekend 2. They did the Von Dutch remix. Here's the thing. Like, again, I'm not saying she needs to sing like Christina Aguilera,
right,
or anything. I just don't know. Like, I don't want to be gaslit into thinking that someone is a pop star because someone has good taste.
Right.
We all recognize that she has good taste. We all recognize that she's a dancer.
Yep.
We all recognize that she
knows her references.
Knows her references, has worked with incredible people. That's wonderful. I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
But I also don't need to be told that like that she is something when she's not, and that's
right.
Okay. I don't know. This might not even make it to the episode.
Well, but this is the thing, is that like, and I think that I don't know if it's the social media of it all that is causing this, or if it's record label hype, or I don't know what it is, but I think that there is such a need with Stan Twitter now that it's like, if you like one song or 2 songs, because I mean, her catalog is not big right now.
No, she has 1 EP and has released 4 singles from this new album.
So it's like, if you're like going to like die on the cross for Addison Rae, like that's totally fine. But I'm like, maybe give the girl some breathing room and let's see what she does first.
Right. And
like
and not everything that she releases is incredible. Like, it's okay.
Right. And that's totally fine.
Yeah. Because there are people out there who are acting like she is the next big thing. And that's great. I mean, I'm excited for the album. I'm excited to hear what she has and excited, but I don't really go out of my way to revisit anything that she's released thus far. And I think part of that too is the fact that, talking about reference, it's so popular now to constantly kind of reference and recreate. Headphones on is very bedtime stories. If I wanted to listen to bedtime stories, I'm going to listen to bedtime stories.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. I sound like a hater. I'm not trying to hate. I'm very excited.
But I think and this might be an easy segue, but I feel like this is almost the same sort of thing. And bear with me when I say this, because I'm not comparing these artists whatsoever.
Yes, he is.
No. But I'm saying it because like when this particular artist came out, like everybody was so like about her and was just like, she's the new this, she's gonna everything she does in blah 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 blah. And where are we now with Iggy Azalea?
I was not expecting you to say her.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like when she came out and like the fancy of it all, and like when all of that was happening, they were like, Iggy, everything, and everything she touched was like, boom, single, boom, gold, boom, gold, boom, gold.
Yeah.
And it was for a while, and everybody was so like, she's one of the next queens of rap, and blah 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 blah. And
Yep.
then obviously everything went different, but it's
Yep.
like I don't need the hype to be that much. Like, give the girls a break, give them the room, support them, let them do
Yeah.
what they know how to do, and just, whatever. But it's like, not everything is like, this is the best thing since the last thing, and I'm like, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
it's like it's good. It can be good. It can be even great. But like to sit there and immediately upon one listen be like, this is Ray of Light.
right,
This is In the Zone,
right,
Blackout. It's
right, right,
whatever. It's I'm like, y'all chill out. It's okay. Your recency bias is showing.
totally,
It's fine.
right.
Like that's why like I don't know. That all said, I'm going to say something brave.
Oh,
I might
do
have
it.
said this already on the podcast, but I think the world and the music industry owes Iggy Azalea an apology.
You know what? I'm not going to disagree.
I feel like because here's my thing. Hear me out. I'm not saying she's perfect.
No,
None of our pop girlies are perfect, right?
no.
But Iggy Azalea is a really interesting case of a young woman trying to make it into the music industry. When she finally blew up with Fancy, she was what, maybe 23, if
This
that?
is 11
Like,
years ago.
yeah, like she was young. I remember her, I think that she said that she moved to America from Australia when she was like 14 or 16
Yeah, I
and
mean,
has been
she only put out her first EP in 2013.
yeah, so like she's been trying to make it happen here and hustling. So she gets in with a team of people, right? Who are like, absolutely, we're going to make you the next big thing.
Yep.
And who are these people? These are people within the hip hop industry who ended up signing her, T.I. And T.I. is the one that got her to really pop off and was the one to, I've been saying pop off a lot today.
It's in the air.
It's in the air. But he's the one that got her into the realms with the hottest producers and songwriters and putting her as features on songs and really getting her. And also are the people, again, this is the case with, major record labels and things like that. It's beyond just making your music that you want to make.
Right.
It's creating an image.
Right.
It's creating your sound.
Right.
She's having all of these people behind closed doors saying, yes, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Absolutely. We are signing off on this. We are signing off on this. We are signing off on this. And so then now once, social media, this is where we saw a big turn with social media and started hearing, a lot of conversations about cultural appropriation and all of these things. All of a sudden, all the backlash that Iggy got, and everyone is, no one came up to defend her.
No.
And
she just became an easy person to dislike on the internet.
An easy person. And then, I know that a lot of people criticize the way that she raps and whatnot, but like there's a lot of singers out there who sing a certain way and do not speak.
And I'm sorry, we don't do this to male rappers.
We certainly don't.
We certainly don't, because let me tell you, like one of the biggest hip hop albums last year was by people who are, I'm sorry, not throwing it down as much as I've enjoyed some of Iggy's music. So
Iggy, I'm
know,
gonna say right now, Iggy has some bops.
First of all, she's got a lot of them. Second of all, the new Classic was a great album.
Great album.
It was a great album. I mean,
and
the production on all of these is fantastic.
And I don't remember where it was, but she was in some interview where she called it pop rap. And I was like, oh, like, that's absolutely what this is.
100%.
And I loved that because she did blend pop production styles with this like hip hop rap, like sound that worked really well for her.
But I mean, even if you want to talk about like lack of popularity, like her songs, I'm looking on Spotify right now, like Fancy alone has 793 million streams.
Crazy.
Black Widow has 631 million streams. Even her not even huge hits on the album, like 9 million, 8 million, 7 million, 4 million, 12 million, like the numbers are there. So it's not like this is a very controversial opinion. Like people are still listening to her music.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even I think that some of the songs that didn't get picked up by her, and not that this is going to be an Iggy Azalea Stan podcast all of a sudden. I don't know why this is happening right now, but like I loved Mo Bounce, I loved Switch, I loved Savior. I was a big fan of all of that.
Mo Bounce.
Mo Bounce, that video. Oh my God.
That song, Justice, I'm going to say it right now, Justice for Mo Bounce.
100%.
That song produced by the Stereotypes, I believe. That song fucking slaps.
Yeah, it does.
The way it kind of blends this like electronic throbby beat with, and there were some really good remixes for that too.
Yep.
That and I think Far East Movement was one of the remixers for the song.
Yeah. Eden Prince. I like that one.
Eden Prince. There was another one. I think it was
Dirt Caps.
The Dirt Caps remix. That thing fucking slapped.
Right.
In fact, going back to what we were talking about earlier in the show, when I used to do mixes for my friend's class, I did this really sick transition between Katy Perry's Bon Appetit and Mo Bounce.
Yes.
That like it was so good. I'll have to dig it up and send it to you because it was like whenever I hear it, I'm like, okay, like I'm really good at this. I mean, like from one flop queen to another, but but still.
But
yeah.
That being said, we just missed a 10-year anniversary for Iggy Azalea and one Miss Britney Spears. As we celebrate Pretty Girls.
God. Which, when you had brought this to my attention the other day,
it was a shock.
What is time?
Right.
What is name her? I don't know her.
Right. I don't
know that song was released yesterday, as far as I'm concerned.
And it's really, really crazy, like where it sits in Britney's discography too.
Really crazy, and I'm actually really fascinated with it because there are rumors on the internet that it was clearly supposed to be a lead single for her, I think.
Apparently, and I read an interview with Iggy where she said that they had actually recorded quite a few tracks and that they not every single one became something, but that this was the strongest and they sort of saw this one through to the end. So I'm like, where are the others?
Where are the others?
Where are the others?
I mean, and the fact that the song was written by Little Mix.
Right. Well, and so that's the other thing. So let's qualify that from the top. So you've got the production. It's produced by The Invisible Men, which is George Astasio, Jason Pebworth, and John Shave. It's also co-written by them. And Megan Cotone, who did most of the tracks with Kylie for her disco album.
Love that.
Love her. She's a fantastic pop songwriter. I feel like her and Sarah Hudson are two of my favorite, like, the pop girls that are behind the scenes that are sort of like doing all the great songwriting. And then lyrics by all the girls from Little Mix and Iggy Azalea.
I love that.
Crazy.
And name another podcast talking about this song right now.
Right. We'll wait.
Exactly.
And what actually is really, really funny, and I always say that Americans are so strange in particular when it comes to their music taste, is that here, I feel like you would consider this song a flop. It stopped at number 40 on the US charts, and that was it. But Canada, UK, Finland, number 20. Top 20 song.
Yeah.
But also number 1 on the Hot Dance Club Songs chart here in America, which is weird.
Oh, very weird. Because I don't think it had any officially released remixes, did it?
Correct. No. But it was her first number 1 on that chart since I Want to Go in 2011.
Wild. There were supposed to be remixes. I know that one of them was Robots with Ray Guns that leaked online, that I actually have it on my phone. You're welcome. Really good remix. And I want to say that Jason Nevins was also working on a remix for it, but it never got released. I know. I love Jason Nevins.
Me too. I would love to hear that.
I know.
And it's crazy because it's like this is in between albums. So you had the only thing she did this year was like this and Tom's Diner.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this was what, 2015?
Yep. 2016 was Glory.
Yeah. Because, okay, so I do think that this was allegedly going to be a lead single from an album. Fans have called it Pretty World. But then the song did not perform as well as they had hoped, and therefore then they moved on to a redirection, if you will.
Right.
And we also saw Iggy. We saw at the same time the major decline because people were having the discussions about cultural appropriation. So I don't think that helped at all.
No. And she did Team after that, which I also loved. Iggy.
Team was great.
Yeah. I was a big fan of that too. Yeah.
Justice for Iggy, if you want to come on the podcast and talk about your bops.
I mean, because really, like, she's still been putting out stuff. She's been featured. I mean, the most recent thing is 2023, so maybe she's taking a break, but
she had a single come out during the pandemic called I Am the Strip Club.
Oh, I don't think I heard that.
It is a house song. It features
Oh,
in the music video one of the houses that was featured in the show. Do you remember the show Legendary?
girl, I miss it every day.
It
I
Bring it
miss it
back.
every day. Bring it the
Bring
fuck back.
bring it the fuck back, because that show ate down. That's
Ugh.
where we all met Honey Balenciaga.
Right. And that's where I think most of the world discovered Law Roach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And but yeah, one of the houses that was in that show, I forget which one, is featured heavily in the music video.
Oh, I need to see that.
And it's a great, she puts out great songs.
Yeah.
And then I remember with that music video too, people were again accusing her of blackfishing. Okay, here's maybe the most controversial thing that I'm going to say on this show, and please do not get my words twisted. White people do get tan.
Yes. I feel like her. You say more, and then I'll say.
Okay, here's the thing. In the video, she has two looks. If I'm remembering correctly, she's got a brunette look and a blonde look. And the way that her makeup and the lighting is, and this is the other thing too. I don't even. It's clear that she's tan, but I think it's the brunette wig and the lighting and her surroundings that give her a more tan look in that particular look of the video, and therefore people are like, she's blackfishing. But the thing is like, you guys, in the same way that Beyonce was accused of lightening her skin when she wore that platinum wig to the Renaissance premiere, like I am begging the general public to be a little bit smarter with their critical thinking.
Well, and I will say this too, because it's like when the whole thing happened with Beyonce, I need everybody to understand that lighting is a thing. Lighting is a real thing. Like, and it can change things drastically. And I wish I could show you before, because before the podcast started, what you see right here, this was not happening. I had window light. I had no light here. There was a lot of craziness happening. And luckily, this is what my husband does for a living. So he came in and set up lighting. But I did not look like this at the start of the podcast.
Not at all. Right. In fact, the original light that you did have on your face was a lot warmer.
Right. And I looked a lot tanner.
Yeah, a lot tanner, a lot more golden.
Right.
More sun-kissed.
Yes. And what I will say is that while it is definitely not up for me or even you as white gay men to discuss what is and not necessarily cultural appropriation or blackfishing, I think that there is something to be said about the discussion around it, because I think that if everything is blackfishing, nothing is blackfishing. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't want to use a word where the intention is not that, or not even the intention, because intentionality does matter, but you don't want to just take the power away from people who are doing it so harmfully.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to say, like I guess that to rephrase what I was trying to say earlier is not everything is blackfishing, right? And I think in Iggy Azalea's case, she's fully aware of the controversies that she has been embroiled in. She knows that we all know that she's white. She's not trying to pull any wool over our eyes. Right. And so it's one of those things where it's like, I think that it was just another easy target moment for people. To your point, when we're constantly doing that, you are taking the power away from the actual, like when those things that are actually happening. And like, I don't know. And I think it's one of the reasons why wokeness, quote unquote, gets such a bad rap,
Oh, for sure. Because I see this in all the political activism that I do when I go protest and stuff. And it's like, you get people that are just say the thing because it's the inflammatory thing to say. And it's like, I get it. And you're trying to get like clicks and likes and views, but I'm like, you're really like I don't need Iggy as the example when we've had politicians in our government actually do it.
Right. Exactly.
And so like that, whereas I feel like that's super harmful and is meant with such racially charged intent. I don't believe that was Iggy Azalea's intent with any of this.
No. And back to my original point, she was exceptionally young. New artists do not have tons of power.
And I'm sorry, until we're going to have a discussion of who was helping craft her image and who was putting this all together, because trust me when I tell you, you see this a lot in the music industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we've got to be better about understanding that new artists, when they are signed, it's not that they're powerless. And of course she definitely could have done things differently and whatnot. But again, in an industry that is filled with men telling you to do something, and if you don't, you are going to be not just canceled, but we're going to do away with you and you're
Right.
never going to work again.
Well,
I mean,
but I think that there's even the reverse of that, because when you look at the stories, if you listen to the things that Mariah Carey has said, if you listen to the things that Whitney Houston has said, where they did the reverse of this, where the record
mhm,
labels were trying to make them appear more light-skinned to
yeah.
appeal to white audiences.
Mhm.
The reverse of this can also be true for a record label trying to make Iggy appear more like the
Mhm.
hip hop community or the black community
Yeah.
versus, you know what I mean? So it's like there's the pressure and the domination of men in this industry, specifically when it comes to women, is still a thing. It's always been a thing, and we'll see
Yeah.
if it will ever not be a thing. But it's like, again, we don't do this stuff to men.
We don't. Yeah.
So
So start doing it to men.
start to objectify them. Just do everything. You're right.
Objectify
Objectify men.
men.
Right.
Come on.
But
Yeah.
I will also say I got to give a shout out to the Pretty Girls music video, because it's inspired by one of my favorite 80s movies, Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah, which I've never seen.
Oh my God, you have
And
to see it. Gina
I
Davis is
know,
amazing in it.
yeah, and I love the music video. It
Yeah.
is so campy and
Yeah.
so fun. I love to once in a while I'll use a clip from the video where I zoom in on Britney's face. She's got like money in her mouth, and she's
Yes.
just kind of like doing this like lasso thing, and I'm like, oh, she's just having the time of her life.
Right. But we also know now that this was the time, like, because famously Iggy said that, like, before she was allowed to go to her house, like, they searched all her stuff. They like ran, like Britney couldn't come to the house. They had to search her house. It was like a whole
Yeah,
thing. So this was a really like contentious time for her as well.
yeah,
You know, so it's
absolutely.
like I almost feel like maybe Iggy doesn't get enough credit for trying to be there for her and like support her in a time when she probably really needed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of wild. And then going from Pretty Girls to Tom's Diner right after is a little
Which
wild.
it is wild.
It
And
is wild.
honestly, like I was kind of expecting Tom's Diner to be a giant hit
Yeah.
for some reason. And I guess, I guess they never like officially promoted it as
Nah, not really.
a single, or I don't think there were a music video was filmed or anything.
But that whole
Which
that album, Giorgio Moroder's album, had such good tracks on it.
such good tracks. I remember there was a song with Khalees.
That's I was gonna say that's a song we don't talk about enough.
Oh my gosh.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And
Back
then,
and Forth, I was obsessed.
yeah. Like I need to revisit. It's been a minute since I've
Yeah.
listened to
Oh,
that
well, what
album.
the other one was? It Don't Let Go at Mickey Blanco. I think on that album is so good.
Okay, like I think I completely even forgot about that.
Yeah. No, there's really good tracks on that album. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Giorgio.
Right.
And he's still with us, right? Like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
still kicking.
Yeah.
This, for anyone that doesn't know who Giorgio Moroder is, he was the producer behind Donna Summer.
Yeah. I Feel
and
Love.
I Feel
I
Love.
mean, pretty much all of it, but that was the most
Pretty
famous.
much the pioneer of electronic dance music as we know it.
Correct.
Like he is a tour de force, if you
Right.
will. And he worked with Fernando Garibay a lot.
Worked with
in
Fernando
the early,
Garibay. Worked
in
with
the early 2000s
Yeah.
with did a bunch of remixes with him. And me being a young baby gay at the time, not really knowing who he was, but I mean, one of my favorite remixes that he ever did was with Fernando Garibay. It was Enrique Iglesias, Don't Turn Off the Lights.
Yes. I knew you were going to say that.
It's a phenomenal remix
Yeah.
that deserves to be on streaming. Speaking of Enrique,
Uh-oh.
he just turned 50 years old.
Girl, I can't.
Like
I can't. It's
we talk about a lot about like different sexual awakenings, but I can honestly say it's a tie between Cisco, just Cisco in general. But Enrique Iglesias's Be With You music video, the part where the girl, like he and this girl are in a club and she like grabs his ass and then she like lifts up his shirt and basically looks like she's about to go down on him. I remember being like a 15-year-old just being like, like
activate.
What? Yeah, I was like, gay. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Am I just a slut for Enrique?
Oh yeah. You know what? I feel like he gets love in the Latin community, but maybe not in the mainstream as much. And you know, is he a singer? That's debatable. But but again, going back to what we were saying before, I don't need him to be, you know, Andrea Bocelli.
Right.
You know, like I need him to do exactly what he does because there's something that he's going to bring to the track that not anybody else is going to do. Same thing like Britney. Britney's not a singer, you know, but nobody can do what Britney Spears can do.
Right.
You
And
know,
I have to say, revisiting it, because I mean it when I say I love Enrique Iglesias.
right?
It's like Rhythm Divine is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Oh yeah, so for him, the one I always reach for is "I'm Not in Love."
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yes.
always my favorite.
So good.
Yeah,
But revisiting his music and you listen to his voice, he has a unique voice.
yeah.
And I'm gonna and I it,
But so did his dad.
so yep. But you're like, you listen to it and you're like, is
Mm-mm.
he a singer?
Come on, Nepo baby.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of funny too when you think about like him having a duet with Whitney Houston.
Right.
What were her?
But it's actually
What,
really good.
it's really good,
Really
really,
good.
really good. I'm so curious what her thoughts were in going to the studio to record that.
I mean, I
Like,
can't even imagine. But and for anybody who doesn't know, there was another Iglesias that tried to have a singing career. His brother Julio.
that's right, Julio Iglesias Jr.
Yeah, that didn't really work so well.
No,
Yeah.
I completely forgot until you said that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's that one can go back to the Latin music bin of history, along with the one album that Oscar de la Hoya put out in the 90s.
Oh my God.
If you really want to get into the deep.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you've never Oscar de la Hoya, yes, I am talking about the fighter. If you do not know what I'm talking about, you can Google him on. You can put it in YouTube. I don't remember the name of the song off the top of my head, but there's a music video for one of his songs too.
Holy shit.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
The 90s, everything was possible in the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s.
You could do anything. You want to be a
Anything.
singer?
Sure.
Be a singer. Yeah, we gotcha. We gotcha. Just stand there.
Right.
Just stand
right.
there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, all that said, I love Enrique and I love Addison.
Yes.
I love Addison.
Let's say it again.
I love Addison. We're not a hater here. Although, it's funny. Like I've been thinking a lot about lately. There's been so much content online, focusing on Katy Perry, focusing on Madonna's face, focusing on Pamela Anderson's face. It's just I think that's part of where like just the last couple of weeks I've been kind of really down.
Right.
And I think that that's part of it, is that like social media has gotten to a point where we are just tearing down everything. And that's why I just don't I have my critiques.
Right.
I have things that I like and dislike. I try so hard to be sensitive about when I talk about it, because just because my taste is something does not mean it's good or bad.
Absolutely. But I think that there's also, and I don't think that anybody really talks about this, I do believe that there is a correlation between the intenseness at which we are talking about people like Katy Perry and Madonna and all these other pop stars, with the tone about, in this country, how we talk about women in general and what we do to women in this country. And I think that that is one of the strongest correlations to me, at least now, because it's like the ferocity rather, that in which we sort of attack feels crazier. There's like a mob mentality on it, with online, that feels like when you talk about women's issues in politics, it's the same like energy around it. And I'm like, that shouldn't be. So like, I feel like there's something happening in the country just in general with women.
Yeah, for sure. Because the thing is, so I haven't talked about this with anyone actually. So this is an exclusive. But I actually lost a long time follower over a fight about Katy Perry. And I know it sounds so silly, but here's the thing. This particular person we followed each other for years. We've DM'd, we've thirsted after one another plenty of times. It's been one of those types of situation. I don't want to call it a situationship, not a situationship, but like just one of those interactions, right? But especially over the last year or so, this person was kind of a little bit hellbent on any time something Katy Perry related came up, would message me and talk about how much he hated her. I am not Katy Perry's number one fan. Okay, I like Katy Perry. I enjoy a lot of her music. I even have some potential hot takes on 143, and now that's almost been a year. But me saying that it's the album of the decade. No, I'm just kidding. but I'll get to that in a second. But
it's her ray of light.
It's her ray, exactly. Speaking of people's ray of lights, let's get into it. Oh my God, no! But he would go out of his way to message me about it. And so obviously we've all seen the viral clips of the tour and all of these things. And I said to him, I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, it really bothers me that you go out of your way to let me know how much you hate her.
Right.
I was like, I can appreciate that you don't like her. You're acting as if I post about her as if she's the best thing since sliced bread. I go,
But
I don't really give much attention to Katy Perry.
but it's weird behavior.
It's
Because I'm
really
sorry, if
weird behavior.
Madonna, I think, actually said it once, where it's something I'm going to paraphrase, where it's like, if you're still like up on everything that I'm doing and following every move that I make, bitch, you're a fan. Even if you hate what I'm doing, you're still a fan. That's fan behavior. Like,
Yeah.
to to
Like,
to hate somebody and still be so obsessed with knowing everything that's going on with them, I just don't understand bringing that into your life.
right. And this is where, like, I've said it multiple times on Instagram. I've said it multiple times on here now. It's like, when you invest so much time and energy into something that you allegedly don't like, what is your life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this isn't your job. You're not having to clock in and be writing articles about her.
Right.
Like, I was like, you work in a hospital.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing messaging me all the time? So we got into this huge fight about it. And I finally was like, listen, like, I can't do this.
Right.
I was like, I said this the other day too. I was like, I'm seeing so many people message me. I was like, you're not impressing me by telling me when you mock someone.
Right.
The only time I feel like anyone is deserving of being mocked is if they are truly an atrocious person, like anyone from our administration or any one of his supporters, right?
Right. Or
Um,
there's tons of musicians that you could dislike.
yeah.
Right. There's
I'm
no
like,
there's no shortage.
yeah, and I am not saying that Katy Perry is without fault. She's
Mm-mm.
clearly done questionable things. She has made some poor choices,
Yep.
and she needs to be held accountable to that to a degree.
Right.
To a degree, but she is not doing much different than put this energy towards Morgan Wallen.
Right. Right.
Put this
Right.
energy towards anyone else. Like, the
Right.
fact that I don't know. It's really bizarre behavior to see people react the way to Katy Perry, the way that they do. And I will go on record right now and say that I think that the Lifetime's tour looks absolutely phenomenal, because I actually watched a video of the tour that's not from a super silly cropped angle
Right.
of
Right.
her on the floor where you just see her being goofy, performing the way that she always has.
But I was gonna say, and that's the other thing. So here's the problem with the internet, social media, and the lack of nuance now. And it's like,
Mhm.
if you have not learned that anything that is on social media can be edited, duped, clipped out, zoomed in, zoomed out, whatever, I don't know what to tell you. And you sharing this, like, everybody sharing the exact same clip from one moment in a 2 hour long concert doesn't negate or make a bad concert. Like, and again, I'm not trying to sit here and defend her like she needs me to defend her, that I'm even such a huge Katy Perry stan, but it's like, I also watched the same video that you did, and I
Mhm.
put it on my big TV, and I like streamed the whole thing, and I'm like, this tour looks like so much fun. The set list
Mhm.
is phenomenal. The
Mhm.
dancers are phenomenal. The screens look great. The costumes are lit. Like, but since her coming out, like when she first began, she has always been quirky, left of
Mhm.
center, and always doing like the most random, which I guess the kids would call cringe thing now. She's been
Yeah.
cringe her entire career. Nothing has
Entire.
changed. And so
Mhm.
that's why when people are like, women's world is so, this is so, and I'm like, you have lost the nuance for satire.
Yeah.
This is the woman who was shooting whipped cream out of her tits in the
Mhm.
music video for California Girls. And now you're looking at her being like, this isn't the most serious pop song I've ever heard. It's terrible. And I'm like, look, I do not, is it the best song I've ever heard? No. Do I love it?
Right.
No. But is it very Katy Perry? 100%.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's tongue in cheek. Like, I need y'all to understand nuance. Like, open the schools.
Open the schools, and I have to give her huge props, because this is one of my favorite things about any sort of pop concert, that the reworked versions of her songs that she did for this tour are absolutely insane.
Correct.
Insane. Specifically the I Kissed a Girl remix that they do.
Do we know who her musical director is? Because I don't know.
No,
Right.
I just tried Googling this the other day and I could not figure it out. It's not credited, so I have no idea, but whoever is the musical director for Katy Perry, not only on this tour, but her previous tours, like,
Yeah.
shout out to you, because I there's nothing more that I love than when a pop star remixes their songs for live
Right.
performances.
Right.
I love it. Even if it's like, she does like dance versions of California Girls and Teenage Dream.
Right.
They stay true to the original. It's not like they sound vastly different, but she does it in a style to match the essence of the tour that she's giving.
Right.
And you know what? One part that I really appreciated too, and I thought that this was brilliant, the fact that she incorporated Jennifer Page's crush into her own crush.
Yes.
That type of shit.
Yes.
That makes me hard.
And we're back.
And we're back. Like that kind of stuff, because like it's just that is she kind of whether it's her or her team or whomever, like that is where like the dance pop of it all.
Yes.
Like you want to please people and the fans, like that's what you do, right? That's kind of, because this whole concert is supposed to be like a one big DJ set, dance, video game type of thing. So I thought that was really well done.
And I will say too, like the first time I saw her was right when I think I Kissed a Girl came out, or maybe it was somewhere around the first album, and she did a small show because she wasn't that big of a pop star yet at Irving Plaza here in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And she ran around that small stage with energy like I've never seen. There was not a huge budget, but she played guitar, she played piano, I want to say she played a horn instrument too. And maybe even percussion. Like she was all over that stage making it work. And I was like, that was what made me first love her. And I was like, oh, wow. Not only is she giving me fun pop music, but the girl can play. The girl can do, like, she's okay. Like, I'm here for it. Songwriter, let's do the whole thing. And again, when I see her post a picture with a Cybertruck, do I groan and be like, girl, read the room? 100%.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, there are lots of questionable. I feel like she had also she was under flack for supporting somebody for mayor of LA that was not a good candidate either. I don't remember who it was.
It was some billionaire, former Republican running as a Democrat.
Right. I don't remember his name.
I forget who that. The name like Casero something. No, that's not right. Something like that. Yeah.
So I remember
some
that
person.
Right. But it's like, so I get that, and I totally understand that, and I get like again, they all make weird choices. They are just humans.
They are. And I think it's really important to also note that the girlies that we love that seemingly don't do anything problematic because we love them so much are also making problematic decisions and probably have some sort. I don't want to say alliances, but like they are wealthy people too, right?
Right.
Well,
and also like I have a hard time, especially because of where we are in current times, to look at someone like Katy Perry and look at her tour and look at the people that she employs and everything else and be like, this is somebody who is clearly an ally to our community. Like, it's not even a question. Like, she's always been
question.
Right. Like, even as cringe as I Kissed a Girl was and the You're So Gay tracks in the early years, it's just not a question. She supported us. She's talked about us. She's performed at Pride events. She's done whatever. Like, what I'm not going to do is attack someone who supports us.
Yeah.
I don't have to like her music. I do, but you don't have to be the person that listens to it. You don't have to support her. You don't have to applaud her. You don't have to do anything. But the idea that you're going to severely attack this woman, I don't know. It feels misguided to me. There's too much other things in the world that you could be doing.
Bring Dylan Efron in here. Misguided.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I just don't get it. And so and it doesn't have to be anything bigger than that, what that is, right? Like, it's like, if you don't like her, okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Why are we making it a personality trait?
Right.
Like,
right.
It's or if I don't know. It's just that's my thing is that, I don't like when people go on tirades like that. So
look, it is easier to promote what you love than to bash what you hate.
Yeah.
Because all the energy that you're putting into Katy Perry, you could be standing for your other girl. If you don't like Katy and you want to stand Addison Rae, go ahead and do that.
Right.
Do all of that and put all your energy there and give the girl that you love her support. You don't need to support and tear down other women. It's not necessary.
Not necessary at all.
Especially because it's always the white gays that are the worst with this too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all, you really make us look bad.
Yeah.
I
Like,
hate it.
come on, community. Pull it
Right.
together.
Like come on, like these girls love us and they support us and we're their fan base. You know, like it's again, you don't have to support it, but I just don't understand the blind hatred.
Yeah, because there's a lot of I've been seeing a lot of too, like again with like the Met Gala and a lot of people
Oh yeah.
criticizing Madonna's face, and I'm like, okay, y'all were just critiquing her for having too what you felt was too many fillers or her too much plastic surgery, whatever it was that you felt
Right.
like she had too much of. Now that it's dissolved or that it's rested, now suddenly she's old. Madonna is going to be 67 years old this year.
What are we talking about?
Like we are first of all, how lucky are we to have her be alive and well and making appearances
Yep.
still and making music and touring and all of these things. How lucky are we, because there are her peers are not with us for the most part
Right.
anymore.
Right.
um
But
and two,
she
like,
said it too. They won't appreciate her till she's dead.
correct,
Right.
correct. And that, but then on the flip side, it's like you see people then also critiquing Pamela Anderson. Well, I see both. I see
Right.
critiquing and praising
Right.
her for quote unquote aging gracefully, and I'm like, these women cannot win.
Right. And that's
What
there's a really good share clip about this too, where I think it was Jane Pauley in like the 90s or early 2000s. I think it was like Living Proof era. They were
Mhm.
like she asked her, she's like, you've had work done on your face, and Cher's like, yes. And she's like, do you feel that you've gone too far? And she goes, no. She was like, it's nobody's business but my own. If I want to put my tits on my
My
back,
back.
nobody can tell me otherwise. And it's like,
Yes.
but she even says like, if I don't, then it's like, oh, poor Cher. Have you seen her? She looks so terrible. And if she does something, then it's just like, oh, look what she did to herself. So it's like, what? There is no
Yeah.
winning. And again, we only do this to women.
Right.
Stop it. Just stop
Yeah.
it. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay. I don't care if Madonna comes out tomorrow and she decides to turn her face into a werewolf. If that's what she wants to do, girl, fucking do it.
Right. Oh my gosh. Serve us, Wolf
Right.
Man.
Confessions from a wolf woman.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like, calm down, you guys. Like, let's put our energy into stuff that actually matters,
It's
and
just pop music.
it's just pop
It's
music.
just pop music.
Mm. Damn.
A moment for the realization.
Yeah. Yep. Just like, wow, just like looking at my entire life, like, oh, it's just pop music. Yeah.
That's
Well, I mean, yeah. I'm just like thinking. I'm like, wow, what an episode! Like,
right.
this we
This
went
went
on a
all over
roller
the
coaster.
place.
It really did. It really did. And I wanted to mention, like, I know that we haven't seen it yet. Cowboy Carter tour started.
Nope, not yet. I cannot wait. I just played Jolene in my most recent DJ ride with Robin, because I was like, we need to talk about Cowboy Carter.
Fun. Oh, is that a cycling class?
Yeah.
I need to take it because I've
was
been
really
doing
good.
more
This
cycling
playlist you'll like.
classes. Okay,
Yeah.
love. I've been doing more cycling classes lately. I've been doing about 3 a week, and I haven't done one of hers yet.
Yeah.
I do Robin's core class. I do at least one core class. If you
Her
next
core
time you tell
classes?
her, I can thank my abs to her,
Right.
because holy smokes.
Her core classes and Emma Lovewell's core classes are like silly. She has a whole
Yeah.
like core program called Crush Your Core. It's like ridiculous.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
there's like one part, and I always laugh at her about it, and I always bring it up because she's like on her back, she's got her arms in the air and her legs up in the air, and she's doing what they call a dead bug, which is
Yes.
very, very difficult. And I
Yep.
tried to do it, and she's doing it, and she's singing Janet Jackson the whole time, and I'm like, girl, I can't even breathe. My whole body is shaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's just like, and I think of you. I'm like, okay, girl.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I famously on my lunch breaks do a core class from Peloton.
Work.
And we are not sponsored.
Right.
Peloton. We're not sponsored. But I love them.
Yeah.
And
no, you're gonna love this. There's a version that I played that just came out on Armada Records of "Cry for You," the September cover.
Ooh.
It is this version by the Cat Dealers is so good.
Okay.
I will probably play this one for eternity. Unfortunately, sorry, September. You'll still get the money, but this one is so good. You're gonna love it.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so good. But you mentioned Jolene, Cowboy Carter tour. It looks phenomenal.
Well, so let me ask you then. Before you go see a tour, are you somebody who wants to know the set list? Do you want to know everything?
You know, I used to be the person I used to be the person that, that's a good question. I'm at the point now where I don't necessarily care if it's spoiled per se, because being there in person, you seeing it online does not equate to experiencing it in person.
Correct.
And I am such a slut for like a wonderfully put together set list that a lot of times I like can't wait to like see like what people do, especially when it's someone like Beyonce or Madonna or Kylie or Gaga, and I love to see like, oh, what are they gonna do? So yes, I spoiled myself. However, like it kind of depends. Like if I know I'm going, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to see Cowboy Carter this time. But if I know I'm going, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to avoid spoilers, So
I kind of feel the same way, but like I actually said this in class too, and I was like, I don't ever really want to know, but I feel like, so when the Renaissance tour happened, we decided, because the tickets were so expensive in New Jersey, that if we were gonna go, we were probably just gonna go to a different country and get better seats. So that's what we did, and we went to the UK. And I think we saw like the 5th show of Renaissance, which was early enough that the mute challenge wasn't really as...
people weren't muting.
Right. It wasn't, I wasn't muting. Like I have a video of myself where she's just like, everybody on mute. And I'm like, yes, bitch. Yeah! And I'm like, oh, I'm so letting her down.
Yeah.
But so that's why I'm like, for this tour, I kind of want to see, because I don't want to be caught out there. Just in case there's another moment.
Right. Yeah.
Well, because I kind of feel the same way, that especially like when I saw Kylie, seeing the clips of it online and then being there, I was like, this is nothing like what I saw online.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, so are you familiar with the set list?
I am familiar with the set list. Yes. I'm very excited.
So we can confirm that she's been switching it up.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes. But just like Kylie has been.
Yeah, she's been switching it up a little bit. So I'm kind of like, okay, mama's doing stuff.
I saw, because the Beehive is absolutely psychotic and I love them so much, that somebody was saying that when you look at the dates, I think on her website, there's like, it's like a picture of a star, like a shape of a star, and there's like a photo of her for this date and then a photo of her for this date. And they were saying that while all of the photos appear to be different for the most part, there are some dates where the photos are the same. And they're saying that whatever those photos are, there's a specific set list for those photos. There's a specific set for this photo, and like each one means that there's going to be different set lists, different variances. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true. I have no idea, but I'm like, that sounds like something Beyonce would do, and I love the Beehive for noticing.
Right, and that would be insane, because this tour, I mean, nothing that Beyonce does is just, small scale. And like, just like Renaissance, this tour looks like it has taken levels up from Renaissance, and just from the staging to, I don't want to like give too many spoilers away for people that haven't seen it yet, but like, just, it looks insane.
I feel like this is going to be the most patriotic I'm going to feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. She's going to be in Chicago this week. I looked at ticket prices. I don't think I'm going to be able to go. Even
if you sit in the parking lot with Solange. Like even if you do, like it doesn't even matter. Like just to be there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Because I know that she plays Saturday next week. There was a Thursday night one, and I was like, oh, then I have to like take off work and then get there and like blah blah blah. So we'll see. We'll see if we'll see how I'm feeling next weekend.
Girl, this concert is meant for your wardrobe.
I know.
Like, what do you mean? Like, if anybody needs to go, you need to go.
I know.
I bought a pair of cowboy boots at a consignment store in Joshua Tree. It's got to be like 3 or 4 years ago. I have never worn them. I have finally found the reason why I'm going to wear them.
This is the time.
This is it. Yeah, so I'm very excited.
When are you guys going?
I'm not even sure. I have to look at the date. I feel like she's going to be here a lot, but I feel like ours is on like a random day. Like it's not the weekend. I think is it like a Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't even remember.
Okay.
I have to look. I feel like I have tickets for so many things at this point. I'm like,
right. I know. Everyone's going. Okay. After this year, pause all touring for the next 5 years.
Please. Like I need a minute.
We need a minute.
Right.
Like let us breathe.
Because the only one that I need to see, I feel like left that I haven't at this point is Kelly Clarkson.
And did she just start
a residency?
A residency, right?
And I'm like, in Vegas.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she's the only one I think that's left that I really haven't seen that I want to. I mean, I didn't see Charlie, unfortunately, when she was here because I was away, but
Yeah.
I would love to see her. But I feel like every one of her tours is going to be lit, so I'll get to her.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I have never seen Kelly live, and I need to do that.
Yeah.
But
Kelly's a good concert. She's good.
I would die.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw her in 2005 and 2000. I saw her it was when she was promoting Breakaway. It was the Hazel Eyes tour iteration of it. And I was like 15th row. She saw me jumping up and down. She was singing Gone. Not Since You've Been Gone, but Gone.
Oh, work. I love that song.
And I love that song too. And I was like jumping up and down, and she saw me, pointed at me, started laughing, and started jumping with me. And I was like, she knows me.
I love.
It was so much fun.
She's amazing.
My God. Yeah, she is. Well, John Michael, it's come to the point of the show where we love to highlight a song we don't talk about enough. It could be a deep cut, a bonus track, maybe a remix. Do you have a song that we don't talk about enough?
I'm going to keep it Miss Cowboy Carter.
Oh, love.
Yes. Because I don't know what made me think of this song the other day. And I think it was actually the music video, which I wish that there was a full music video for. But the one that I feel like from the earlier part of the catalog, and I went back and forth because I actually had two that I kind of feel this way about.
Love.
But I'm going to land on Kitty Cat by Beyonce. I fucking love this song.
I am obsessed that you even mentioned it. Because literally yesterday I was texting my friend Camille. She had texted me something, and I responded with, he said, and then the lyrics to Kitty Cat.
Well, because I was like walking around in my brain and I'm just going, what about my body? What about my body?
Oh my gosh.
But it's that video. When I bought that DVD collection of the visual album for B-Day, that by the time that I got to Kitty Cat, because I think it's Kitty Cat and then it goes into Greenlight.
Yeah,
because it's like a little bit of Kitty Cat and then it just goes into the full video for Greenlight. By those two songs, I was like, oh, she's got me for life. For life. Yeah. Not even a question. Like, I love Crazy in Love and all the others, but this, I was 100% sold.
So good.
Yeah. The makeup, the outfits. Ugh.
Yeah, because when she released the video album for B-Day, she was already like maybe 4 singles into the album. And I think she did this in conjunction with the deluxe re-release they did, right? With like Beautiful Liar.
Yeah, and the Spanish ones.
And I think I remember her saying that she was like, we had 8 days to film 8 music videos. So she filmed like Beautiful Liar, Sugar Mama,
right.
Freakum Dress, Get Me Bodied.
Sugar Mama.
So good.
So good. I feel like all of the things that I love from that era are not the singles.
Right. Same.
Right. Like everything that is not a single are probably my favorite Beyonce, because even though it was a single and this was the other one I was going to go back and forth on, I love Check on It. And I would rather hear Check on It than Crazy in Love.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you follow DeAndre Upshaw by chance?
I don't think so.
I followed him through my friend Jesse Chambliss, and he has been doing reels and TikToks talking about different like R&B and pop culture type stuff, and talked about the fan theory that Check on It actually features Kelly Rowland's vocals on the second verse of the song.
Oh.
So when you listen to the second verse of Check on It, the first part of the second verse, listen closely, it sounds a lot like Kelly Rowland.
Girl, I'm going to throw this through my system and pull stems. I'll listen to it real quick.
Yeah. And it's even more theorized because it's on the Destiny's Child Greatest Hits album. And when Slim Thug is at the beginning, he goes D-C, Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
So people thought that it was actually supposed to be a Destiny's Child song. And therefore, but then it got reworked to being a Beyonce solo single, because I think that they then tied that in with Pink Panther.
Right. But I would think that they were doing at least backing vocals, no? At that time? I don't know. I'm gonna find out, because after I get off this, I'm gonna try to make stems and see what I can find out.
And so when he brought that up, I was like, I forgot about this. I was like, I remember that being a thing.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yes. Okay, my turn. What am I going to pick? I had one the other day that I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a really good one to talk about. And of course that like goes right through my brain. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up on my recently played stuff. Let's see. I am gonna go oh my gosh, there's so much that I could talk about. This is not what I was going to talk about, but I was listening to there's a new 98 Degrees album out.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
even
so
know.
half of it is like re-recordings of their old singles.
Okay.
Like they're doing the Taylor Swift like 98 Degrees version.
Right.
I
I do have a 98 Degrees song that we don't talk about enough, but I'll save that for another episode.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But one of the songs was produced by Dave Ade.
Oh.
And so yeah, it's not a dance song though. Yeah. So but I was like, okay, look at Mr. Ade getting into his pop production era.
I love that.
Okay, I'm gonna go with something really random. Which one do I want to do? Okay, I'm gonna do this one. There was a song in 1997 by a famous girl group at the time. They had just become a trio.
Oh.
And
I know where this is going.
And it's a song by En Vogue called Whatever.
Oh, that's not where I thought this was going.
Let me tell you what, this song had a chokehold on me as a 12-year-old. This music video is directed by Matthew Ralston. They are, I don't even know what I mean, it looks like this like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like this like hyper colorful, like spa type of medical procedure type of music video. They kind of look like witches. And the song is just so sexy. I want to say this is one of the few songs that they worked with. I forget the names of their producers. They had like a producer duo with them that's similar to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, but it was not them.
No. This is that song is Babyface.
Babyface. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. And so, it has like this really sexy beat. I don't know how to describe it other than it's kind of has like a beepy sound. It's like boom, 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 boom. And people are gonna be like, wow.
Wow, nailed it.
But it's like that boom, 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 boom. And it's just so, the melodies are really good. Their vocals are just so, the song was like a moderate hit, but it is not kind of revered as a classic the way that their early 90s stuff is. And
but this is the album with Don't Let Go on it, so I feel like that overshadowed everything.
It did, yeah. And so, I mean, justice for Whatever. I think they performed it at the MTV Movie Awards in 1997 when that was like a big thing still. Yeah, it's an iconic song.
I feel like I could easily do a whole episode on En Vogue.
Love En Vogue.
Yeah. I know we've talked about this before, but 1 little riddle, 2 little, 3 little, 3 little, 4 little riddle, 5 little, 6 little, 7 little riddle. It is so
that's
good.
Like, that's where like the delay in the recording comes in. We're like, oh wait, are we on? We're on. Now we're off.
I'm gonna need you to line that up for the edit.
Right. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, and I see, and they've been on tour recently too, and I'm like, that is somebody I would like to see as well.
They performed in Grand Rapids for Pride a few years back. They performed, what was it? It was like 2017 or 2018. They headlined here.
Amazing.
It was them and Betty Who.
Work. That's so good.
It was so fun. Betty Who, I remember her, she like walked by me. I like waved to her and she like did like this like a little like mom wave. I was like, oh, she's so sweet.
And then she's got new music coming too.
She does. Yes, yeah.
Very excited. We should ask her. Betty Who, friend of the pod, you should come on the podcast.
Betty Who, come on the podcast.
Please, I would love to sit there and talk to you for an hour about everything.
I want the full hour to be dedicated to her song Whisper.
Yes.
Can't take a fight, you'll take a fight, we'll back away.
But I need part of the episode to be devoted to One of Us. Just saying.
It is
that is probably my favorite song in her discography.
And then another part of the episode to talk all about Z Machine behind his back, about what he was like as a classmate at Berkeley. They
Ooh. The real tea.
The real tea.
Oh, no,
yeah.
not Tea Machine.
Right. Tea Machine. Oh, my God. I'm obsessed. That would be so fun. No,
Hell
I would love that.
Betty, we love you.
We love you, Betty. But yeah, no, it was her and Vogue, and Vogue was fantastic.
Right.
But it was funny. There was like in the middle of their set, they were like, "Do y'all want to hear a new song?" And it was kind of funny where people, it was like, "Not really," but
okay,
yeah, okay. But they didn't even do like, it's like they didn't do whatever, and I'm like, I would have loved to have heard whatever.
Right.
Like they did all their classics, but I was like, whatever. Don't pay it dirt. It was a moderately successful single, and you should have done it. And I will say though, whatever has maybe some of the worst remixes I've ever heard.
Are they
which
even
sucks.
Online?
They're not online.
I was gonna say, I don't think they're online.
A lot of them are like unofficially uploaded to YouTube. Tawa T did one. There were several like R&B hip hop remixes. Nothing. It's one of those songs where it's like the original is so good that it is really hard to match that energy. I think we've talked about this before.
Totally.
And nothing. I don't know. I felt like people were maybe scared to go there, quote unquote. I don't know where there is, but
I think I think that happens with certain artists, because there was a legendary artist that I was talking to somebody about. I don't want to get too in the weeds about it, and I know this is going to be a terrible story because I can't really talk about it because it's sort of work related. But it was an iconic artist that somebody was just like, oh, if you've ever had an idea for a remix, like let us know. And the idea, while the opportunity is amazing, and who knows if it would actually happen. The idea of remixing this specific artist was so daunting that I'm like, I feel like this is one of those things where like you kind of got to leave the original alone.
Oh,
because
sure.
It just might be too hard to top some of the originals, and I don't want to be that person. So
right,
I'd be lambasted on the internet for it, but but no, it's man.
Off mic, tell me.
Yeah, I will. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. But yeah,
I love that. Well, I'm excited for this episode to go out. Happy Mother's Day. We recorded this on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of our mamas and all of the mothers who continue to mother.
Right. Go stream Mama by the Spice Girls for clear skin.
Literally. Oh my God. I'm going to.
Yes, me too.
And maybe shed a tear or two. Love that. Well, until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day, night, weekend, whatever.
Bye.